In this video, we shall have a look at time calculations. It's quite typical to use Excel for clocking in times and clocking out times. So let's see our example and how it's done. 4 employees, Steve, Ben, Tina and Sue. Now let's look at Ben, Tina and Sue first of all. Typically, if a person on a shift system working, they might start in the morning and finish in the afternoon. So you can see here, Ben started at 8:30, finished at 2:30, and so no surprise, he worked 6 hours. And that's a simple C3 minus B3 subtraction. But let's look at the formatting of the cells. Do a right click, format cells. You can see here I've chosen hours, minutes, and then AM or PM. It's a custom type of format and the type is in the white box. So even though the actual time is stored in hours, minutes, seconds format, it's displaying in a more user-friendly way. Similarly, if you click on C3, which is 2:30 in the afternoon, in 24-hour clock mode, that is 14:30. Now, once again, format cells. You can see once again H:MM AM/PM. Now, the format in D3 is once again a custom format, and it's been very important for me to use the square brackets around the hours. Square bracket H square bracket :MM, and of course 6 hours is the right answer. Now in this case, if I were to remove the square brackets, still get 6, no problem, because the clocking in time and the clocking out time are within the same 24-hour period. Just put that back to put in the square brackets once again. Now the point I'm making is on row 2 for Steve. Don't be too worried about Steve working such a long time. It's an example. So here we have in B2, Steve started work at 4 o'clock in the morning on the 24th of September and he clocked out a long time later. In fact, a day later, 26 hours later, at 6 o'clock in the morning on the 25th. So clearly, as you'd expect, he worked a full day plus 2 hours, equating to 26 hours. And once again, the format is a square bracket. Now let's see what happens if we take out the square bracket. So we've now got a typical H:MM. Not correct. And that's because without the square brackets, you can only get a value up to 24 hours. It doesn't go across a 24-hour period. So it's much more flexible, more accurate one might say, to include the square bracket around the hours. Now, the formula sum is D2 to D5. I'm adding up the amount of hours and minutes worked for the 4 employees, and the correct answer of 40 hours is shown. And once again, this importantly is shown in hours and minutes with the hours having the square brackets, because once again, if it was without the square brackets, you can only go up to the 24-hour period. And so, there you have it. Time calculations, subtractions, and in particular, formatting around the hour symbol.